A UN official has revealed that ISIS burned a 20-year-old woman alive for refusing to engage in a sexual act, as well as enslaving around 3,000 to 5,000 women, subjecting them to sexual slavery, sadistic acts, and rape. In an interview with the Middle East Eye, Zainab Bangura has revealed horrific stories from her tour of refugee camps of IS targeting pretty virgin Yazidi girls as young as 10 years old, perceived to be devil worshippers by IS because of their connection to pre-Islam, and subjecting them to auction by the jihadists. Now, we have known for some time that these girls, especially the Yazidis, have been captured by ISIS. They are often attacked. They are Iraqi. They were pre-Islamic, and some of these members of ISIS believe them to be devil worshippers. This bloodline they have is blonde with blue eyes. Some of them are very beautiful. We've known that for at least the last year they've been captured, but now the stories are coming out from this UN representative's tour of the refugee camps and some of the girls who have escaped the clutches of ISIS, of just the horrific level of sexual abuse, slavery, and auctions that are going on. Boys over 14 years old and men are generally executed, and then, here's a quote, "The women and mothers are separated, girls are stripped naked, tested for virginity, and examined for breast size and prettiness. The youngest and those considered the prettiest virgins fetch higher prices and are sent to Raqqa," which is the IS stronghold. And she goes into details about the actual processes involved in the slavery, in the auctions. There's a hierarchy where the sheikhs get first choice, emirs get second, and then the fighters get the third choice. Girls are brought in, they're kept for around a month until the members get bored and then send them on in exchange for a new girl. Many of them are stripped naked, tested for virginity, and the most beautiful ones are sent to the Islamic State's adopted capital, where they are then sold naked. Horrific claims by the UN, stories about one girl being traded 22 times. Her name was written on the back of a sheikh's hand so that she was his property. As I mentioned, we did know there were stories like this, but the big question is, what are we doing, if anything at all, to stop this and to help these young girls and women? And what can we do about this?
It's a very sad situation. We've talked a lot about the big-scale violence that ISIS commits, the violence against cities, how they've taken main strongholds in Iraq. This is a personal look at the horrible things that ISIS are doing. We have to see these personal stories. International community, it's hard. It's hard because there's no NGOs, there's no organizations that are able to go in and take action. This is something that needs to be seen in the context of the whole problem. And it's sad to see that ISIS is more and more so having no regards for human life, no regards for human rights, and this is again one of the main problems of the whole conflict is sectarian violence. We're seeing that if you're from a different sect, that you don't look like me, even if within the same territory, if these are girls that are from Iraq, they just so happen to be from a sect that is pre-Islamic, and they immediately get the worst part of it. I think it's angering. Hopefully there's some sort of relief that we can find as the international community to go in and help these poor girls not to endure this life.
Zainab mentions in this interview that the brutalization of women and girls is central to their ideology. You know, this makes the religion of the Muslim religion look bad. And we can't change Islam. It's 1400 years old. But people out there, people who are in this and who are adhering to these goings on and taking these women, giving them to sheikhs, need to realize from the inside that this is fundamentally wrong. They seem to want to rape and humiliate women, and we have to ask what the military is doing, what the Marines are doing directly to help these women and to help this cause. What do you think at home of these revelations? Again, it's hardly surprising. We've known about certain brutalities going on for some time, but hearing the exact details of these horrific stories coming out of the refugee camps, to me, is certainly shocking. What can we do about this? How can we help these young women, young girls? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe, and please keep watching the LIP TV.